Sefer Yetzirah is the earliest and perhaps greatest esoteric text to ever have been written belonging to the Jewish library, and this is Sefer Yetzirah. 1,800 words. This is what it's all about. Every prominent, important rabbi, be it having a philosophical approach or a Kabbalistic approach, have all argued, what do these 1,800 words mean? Why am I mentioning this to you in Parshat Lech Lecha, in the Torah portion of Lech Lecha? Because throughout Jewish history, Sefer Yetzirah was attributed to Abraham. And the question is why? By the way, in Sefer Yetzirah, it doesn't explicitly say that Abraham wrote the book, but he is mentioned at the end, right? Sefer Yetzirah, the book of formation, is all about how God created the world with letters. And if you like, how letters are the DNA of the world and how they were used to create, with a few other stuff mixed into the bowl. And in the end, he is given a mention. Abraham, we are told, used different formulas, but nothing about him writing this book. But what in the text reveals this, right? What do we know about Abraham? He's politically savvy, he knows how to deal with people, he has great faith in God. But a mystic? Where is it in the text? I think what might help to reveal the great mystic that Abraham is to compare him to Adam. And the power of, this is in the context of the power of words and names, right? Letters. If you recall, Adam, after he is being born, God says to him, right, he brings before him all of nature and says, name them, right? Adam gets to name everything. And we are told in the verse that God wants to see, lirot, what Adam will call each and everything. Meaning, God has not passed on any divine knowledge regarding the power of letters or words and how these can change or create characteristics for a being, but rather he's letting Adam do the job, right? So if a tree is a tree and a dog is a dog, then they have their characteristics. Okay. Adam, if you like, is given the gift of the realm of nature. He is the king of nature. The difference between good and bad, the characteristics of things, nature. Abraham is a completely different story. With Abraham's firstborn Ishmael, this is the first instance in the Bible where we are given the divine secret of why a name is being given and its characteristics. As you recall, Hagar, right, Abraham's concubine, is being kicked out. She prays and cries. An angel comes and an angel tells her that your son is going to be called Ishmael because God listened. God heard your praise, your cries. Now, we would have thought that would have been enough. The divine secret has been passed on to Hagar, and that is it. However, a few verses later, we are then told that Avram calls the boy Ishmael, meaning the secret has been passed on to Abraham, the meaning, right, the letters that you give a person and how it affects their life. And then we are told Abraham calls his son Ishmael. We wouldn't have needed this unless it has something to do with Abraham and what he has learnt the knowledge. And we see the same thing with Yitzchak, by the way. Yitzchak is another first instance where before he's even born, God tells Abraham he's going to be called Yitzchak, and this is just after Abraham laughs. So already Abraham is learning, unlike Adam, if Adam got the realm of nature, Abraham is getting the realm of the supernatural, how letters can affect characteristics. Now, how do we know this, the supernatural? Because the final proof we have in the text is that Abraham is called Abram, right, without the hey, Abraham, and God then comes to him and says to him, you are no longer going to be called Avram. I'm going to add another letter into your name, and I'm going to show you how it can change your characteristic, how you can change nature, how you can make it supernatural. And by adding one letter, hey, God then right after that tells him about all these other blessings and covenants between God and Abraham. Hence, the changing of a letter, if you know how to use letters and words, you can also change nature, something that Adam simply didn't know. Abraham, the first mystic in Judaism, using the power of words, perhaps for this reason this book was attributed to Abraham, Sefer Yetzirah. Shabbat Shalom.